where you're watching it from. My name is David Garibaldi, and we do this live stream every Thursday and Friday. So let's kick off this week with this theme, Power to the People. Let's go. First shout out of the day, Amanda Bradford, always showing love. Thank you so much. And also Bianca She. How do you pronounce that, Bianca? You gotta help me out with this. Is it She? Is that how you pronounce it? Either way, welcome Bianca. Karen Pang, hey to you as well. Welcome. Thank you for watching this on Facebook. And Zane Artist, hello back to you. Thanks for watching this on YouTube. Stephanie, you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. And Deanna Meyerson, good to see you again as well. You're watching on Facebook. All right, we're gonna start very soon. Welcome everybody. We're gonna kick this week's live streams off because we stream every Thursday and Friday with the theme, Power to the People. We're like about 2 weeks away from voting, and it's already opened up certain places across the country. So I have an image inspired by that, and just hopefully inspiring all of you to get out and vote. So we'll get into it in a little bit, but we're starting very soon. Other shout outs over here. Yes, so Stephanie, thank you for the love, appreciate it. And again, thanks for watching on YouTube. And then Zane, the artist, yes, great to see you. Thanks for always showing love as well, Zane, I appreciate it. We're gonna get into this live stream in about 1 minute, and I can't wait. So thank you guys. Shout out to Iran for tuning in. Let's see. Actually, shout out to everyone around the world for joining us. Let me know your city, state, country, continent. I want to shout you out. We're going to throw your comment on the screen. So in less than 1 minute, we're going to start this. Okay, welcome to ARTLIFE Live. My name is David Garibaldi, and today our theme is Power to the People. Let's paint. All right, yes. So real quick, we just showed you a video of a new program I launched called Paint with Garibaldi. And the next one is happening, I believe, on October 24th. And so that was just some information about it. And instead of you just watching me paint, we paint together. And so I walk you through step by step how to create these paintings, and it's everything from urban landscapes. I think the next one we're gonna be doing A Nightmare Before Christmas because it's Halloween themed. So if you can, go register at garibaldiarts.com/paint, and that link is in the bio on all my platforms. Either way, welcome everybody to Art Life Live. We're gonna get started very soon. Either way, I wanna do some shout outs before we get into today's painting theme, power to the people. So also, hey Ray, on the overlays, on that border, you can just put that on a bottom layer on the overlays so that that's not cutting that off. Yep. You can find the border and just pull it down. There, you can go back up to the folder it was in. There you go, just below the subscribe. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Either way, okay, so let's do some shout outs. Let's throw some comments on the screen. We could just actually leave it off for right now. Let's throw some comments on the screen. We're always working on some stuff behind the scenes. So, Espresso _847 watching on Twitch. Chicago in the building. Shout out to Chicago. Zane tuning in from Pakistan and city Karachi. Thank you for joining. Soda Boys 420 is watching from California. Cassandra Tucker watching in Palm Springs. Thank you. And Zane is watching this in, I think, Pakistan. You said it's 4:25 a.m. So I appreciate your dedication, Zane. Thank you for that. And yes, Yandel Acosta watching on YouTube. You came from TikTok. So I've been telling them over here on TikTok and Instagram that we have a better live stream. There's a link in my bio for that. We're all over here. So let's see. Stephanie is watching from Davis, California. Welcome. Sky Lopez, 559 Cali. I'm assuming that's a area code. Let's see. Zane Artist, let's bring color. I'm in the live chat. Yes, you are. Thank you for that. And also, what is that? CHMXPZ says, yo, I came from Insta. Welcome to you. You're watching on YouTube. Again, YouTube is definitely, I think, one of the best places to watch this on a live stream. Also, McKay said, do Juice World. I don't know if I'll do it today, but I have done one in the past. You can just look up my name and Juice World. A bunch of stuff will come up. So Stephanie said, my birthday is October 23rd, which is the day before the next Paint with Garibaldi session. So if you join us, actually, Stephanie, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll give you a code to join for your birthday. So I got you, Stephanie. It's a gift from me to you. So Stephanie, I'm gonna remember your last name. I'm reading it. Just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll give you a code to join. So let's see, I don't know how to pronounce that, but CHMXPZ. I'm an inspiration. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. And then also Deborah in Grinnell, Iowa. Welcome to you. McKay is watching from Cali. Zohar F, hello to you. And then, so there we go. I get to say Champs. There we go. So Champs on YouTube. That's much easier than spelling it out. So welcome, Champs, on YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna get into today's painting. Welcome to everybody on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Periscope. I think that's all of them. Today's theme is power to the people. We're coming up on a huge election season here in the US. I know there's many of you from around the world, and if you get the chance to vote, and if you are registered to vote, I hope you are already, please go cast that ballot. But I just want to create some imagery inspired by, when we cast that ballot, that is the power of the people. So we're going to get to that in just 30 seconds. Shout out to Rashad Rooks, watching in Omaha, Nebraska on Facebook. Welcome to you. Also keep in mind, while I'm painting in a little bit, I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to chat about my process, and we're just going to have a good time. So, and Champs asked, how did I get so good at painting? It's very simple. Just put 17 years into anything and you'll get a little bit better at it. But I love painting. I do it, if not every day, almost every day, all throughout my day. And you know what? We're about to get into it now. Shout out to Espresso_847 watching on Twitch. Thank you. But for now, let's get to the painting. Let's paint. Stephanie, right? I think her name was Stephanie. There we go. So Stephanie, I'm gonna give you a code to join my Paint With program on October 24th. It's on me because it's your birthday. You say you don't have an Instagram, but do you have a Facebook? If you have a Facebook, message me. If not, we'll figure it out. I'll have Ray get in contact with you, hopefully through your YouTube channel, but we'll find a way. Either way, welcome to ARTLIFE Live. I'm gonna transform this blank canvas in just a little bit. Our theme, power to the people, just coming up on an extremely historic election season. I just wanna create an image that, it inspires me that we're all doing this and we all get to take our part and take a little bit of power back through each vote that we cast. So while I'm doing this, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. And I will also share about my process as I'm painting as much as I can. So Champs is saying, my birthday was September 21st. You missed the first class, Champs. All right, Stephanie, let us know. Either way, right now, let's get to it. This brand new clean carpet is about to get painted up. You ready for that, Ray? All right, let me get some paint on my brushes. Let's paint. So I'm gonna start with just part of the image in the background. You know, there's not really a plan on how I execute these, but I do try my best to work my way forward. But I'm also gonna take my time with this one because it's a really important image that I want to create for all of you. And sometimes I just block these things in with a few light brush strokes, and that's really how it all starts and how it all begins. Sometimes people wonder, what this process is, but I have been sketching this image all throughout my day, so I'm just a little bit more familiar, but as much as I plan, I'm still in the moment right now with all of you. I'm thinking about, as I'm painting, I'm thinking about ahead. I'm already imagining this canvas as a final image. And then now this process is about bringing to life what I already see. And so I talk to artists a lot about working on your vision, because your vision, not only of what you're creating, but also of where you're going just in life and your career. And so it's something important to keep in mind. But if there's one thing you can work on, just visualizing, any dreams that you may have, any creative visions that you may have as well. But the more you can do that, the more you can visualize what you want to create or where you want to go, the more clear that is, the more it's actually going to come to life. When I first started painting, when I was about 20 years old, I had nothing. I was no one. I was just this, 20-year-old living in Midtown Sacramento. I could barely pay my rent at the time. But I had so much belief in what I wanted to become and who I wanted to become. And it really started there, having that self-belief and awareness that I could be a full-time artist, and also being clear about the style that I was creating in as well. I did post something earlier this week, so I'm going to try to do this every Monday. I'm going to try to post like a motivational Monday message. And this message that I posted on Monday, it was about, how do you know the difference between being a professional and a hobbyist as an artist? And I gave some pointers as in, one, how do you tell the difference? And I think the first thing is a hobbyist, they do it just for pure passion and for fun. You're creating just because you love it. And that's where really everything should start. But at the same time, a professional, it started with the passion, you do it with passion, but there's things you have to keep in mind about showing up when you don't want to, and dealing with criticism, and also getting feedback from your clients. And so the three things that I shared on that post, just if you're considering making the transfer over from hobbyist to professional, it was just create consistently even when you don't want to, share it consistently. And so that's sharing on social media, or even I recommended other partnerships you may have with local venues, and then also sell consistently. So whatever it takes to do that, and you'll have to adjust along the way, but if you're hitting those three things, you're definitely in the professional realm, because once you start doing those three things, creating consistently, sharing consistently, and selling consistently, within those, you're just figuring out how to improve on each one. So go check out that post. It's on my Instagram. It's about the difference between being a hobbyist and a professional. All right. I'm gonna darken this color a little bit. All right, so someone just asked, where do I take inspiration from? And it comes from a lot of different places. So like today's is based on a current event. And that's, I would say, mostly where I base a lot of my inspiration from, because I want to connect with a broad audience using my platform, my message. I love music. I love pop culture. And in this sense, I love that we have the power to vote, and that's what's inspiring this particular message. So it really depends on what's currently inspiring me in the moment. All right, let's get back to this. Ooh, who was my idol growing up? My idol growing up was any like Disney artist or animator. I always looked up to people who created any animation. That was the original career I wanted to go into, was animation. So there's a animator, his name is Glenn King, I believe that's his name. And he had done some of the most iconic animated characters for Disney. So he was a huge inspiration, but I believe he did Tarzan, and I think that's the first time I really got into his animation style and his work. So yeah, Glenn King was, and really again, anything animated that I saw growing up. Thank you guys for the questions, by the way. Keep those questions coming. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can ask the questions in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. We're gonna take our time with this painting today. There's a lot to say in it, and I don't have anything else to do right now besides paint, so I'm gonna take my time. All right, so someone said, at what age did my parents recognize I had talent? To be honest, I think that they recognized it pretty early on. My parents were always extremely encouraging, and I'm sure my mom is probably watching this live stream right now. She is, because we're always giving her shout outs on here. But no, my parents were extremely supportive. So, with that said, I feel like I always had the encouragement from my parents, which I'm assuming they saw my talent early on. So big thank you to both my parents, my mom, my dad. Huge part of why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So, by the way, I don't know if you just saw that, but just using the wall as a palette, because I like to work large. I don't keep a palette nearby. And so that's the best next best thing is using the wall. So I'm adding some little pockets of what I would say is the reflection of the fire from below on the smoke above. I don't know if it's gonna read correctly all the time, but I'm just going for it. Little pockets of glow. So someone asked the infamous question, what is my favorite painting to paint? And if you watch these live streams, you know I always say this, it's always my next painting. So right now, this is it. I'm painting my favorite painting because it's happening right now. All right. We're gonna give this, you guys can see the fire, the smoke coming to life. I'm gonna get some white on the wall. We're gonna give this, add the white of the fire. That's like the hottest part. White hot, as they say. Just gonna blend this a little bit. The one thing, so the paints that I'm using right now, these are latex house paints, and I use them because when we travel around the world, they're readily accessible and available pretty much almost anywhere that we go. So I have a set color palette that I use, and then also here in the studio I use it. The other reason I use it is just because of the viscosity. So how it moves on the canvas, how much space I can fill up without having to go get new paint from the cans. So there's multiple reasons, but that is one of them. All right, so this part is done. I may add a little bit more highlight later on. You know, let's just add it now. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight to the smoke. So I want to give the smoke some more dimension. So if you want to give anything more dimension, at least one of my tips would be just to consider the light and the shadows, and your lightest light, you know, compared to your darkest shadow. You put them in the right spot and it'll give the illusion. I love using that word, that term, the illusion, because that's all paint is. Paint is this like these colors organized in a certain way on this canvas that's telling you, the viewer, that this is something else. It's all information that I'm sharing, every brush stroke, one brush stroke at a time. What was the question? So someone just asked, was I part of the Wide Open Walls in Sacramento? I was not. I actually have not taken part in that, but I wish them all the best. So keep those questions coming. I feel like sometimes the questions like help stimulate the ideas as I'm painting. It also helps me when I'm talking, kind of helps me zone out. Almost like gets my mind off of painting, and then the painting just becomes more fluid. So the questions help, I appreciate them. Also, if you're watching on Instagram or TikTok, there's a link in my bio. We're live streaming on YouTube right now. You can join the chat over there and I will answer your questions. Someone asked, where do I get my clothes? And the pants that I'm wearing right now are actually from a company called Minimal. So MNML. And the shoes are from Martin Valen. And then I think the jacket is Zara. Usually I wear jackets made by my good friend Samuel Rose, but today I got a Zara jacket on. And then he did actually make my shirt, so I get it from a bunch of different places. You never know. But I go through a lot of clothes. Those of you that are wondering, or even some people do ask about the clothes. I go through a lot, to say the least. So I'm just adding some of the shadows on the figure that you'll start to see come to life here. I'm using some smaller brushes today because I'm taking my time. I just want some of these details to stand out a little bit more. I'm gonna blend some of that skin tone with the fire that's coming up. So artists out there, I wanted to, also share this thought with you, is you've got to find your flow. So I know that when I have my paint set up like this, my canvas here, and no matter where I'm at or my situation, I can always find a creative flow. And what I mean by that is I set myself up to win. I set myself up in a situation, an environment where I can reproduce work or create a lot of work in front of me. And so, really think about your environment. You don't have to have a studio set up to create. It can be really anywhere that you want. But keep in mind too, the way that you have it set up can also affect your productivity. So think about how do you work best, where do you work best, and then create that situation for you in your workspace. Ooh, I love that. So someone just asked, what's some advice I can give someone who hasn't painted for 15 years? Is that right? But they have all the equipment, they've got the space, but they just need the motivation. So I love questions like this. My first recommendation is tap into a passion outside of art. Look, we already know you love art. We know that. You know this. You've got all the equipment. You used to do it 15 years ago. So there's no question that passion is there. What else are you passionate about outside of art though? That's where I want you to go find your inspiration, is find it outside of art and then go express that love, that passion through your paintings or through your artwork, whatever medium you use for that. But as artists, we gotta find our inspiration. That's what drives us. So if you're not inspired, you gotta find out what's the best way for me to get inspired. For me, I'm try to stay in tune with pop culture and events and things happening in our world around us. So that's where I can always find my source of inspiration. What is that for you? What are the subjects or the things in this world that you think about, that you want to be a part of, a community that maybe you're already part of, that will give you that inspiration on a daily basis? And that is, one of the best places to start. I would also recommend, if you're lacking inspiration, but you've got all this stuff, just put something on the canvas. Put something up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start moving your hands. Picasso has this amazing quote where he said, inspiration exists, it just has to find you working. And man, that is so true. As an artist, as a creator, I feel like it's just a never-ending gift to constantly be inspired. But again, you got to keep moving. Let inspiration find you working. Keep that in mind. By the way, these smaller portraits, these smaller faces on canvas take longer because I can't move around as much. So I'm just taking my time, every brush stroke, making sure that everything reads. But I got time today, so I'm not gonna stress about this. And also create at your own pace, If you create fast, awesome. If you take your time, that's cool too. But remember, just create in an environment that you can keep reproducing work over and over again. Feeling this music. That's a great question. So someone asked, when I'm creating these live stream paintings, are they being sold online or are they commissioned? None of the above. Actually, I would say this. I create for fun. So there is no plan to sell these until someone makes an offer. So every time I create something, we do put it on my website. So we post these at garibaldiarts.com/gallery. But besides that, I create just for fun. These are not commissions. This is my time to create from my heart. I get to create what I'm inspired by. Artists, do not forget that. As much as you want to make a living off of your art, as much as you want to, connect with the world, make sure you're painting for you first. You'll attract an audience from that, but you've got to create for you, and that's what these paintings are. This time, we don't charge people to watch these live streams. This is my time to create. I just want to invite you into the process, though, and to take part in it with the chat, with the questions. But I'm just enjoying this. Someone asked, am I married? I am not married, but I do have a girlfriend. Her name's Chadi. She's probably, I don't know if she's watching right now, but I'm not married. So have I ever painted any murals? Yes, I have. I'm not really sure how I can describe where they are, but yes, I have painted murals. All right, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna go back to this color. Again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this live stream. So something I'm doing right now is I'm going back with the color that I started with. I started with that darker rosy color, and because I want it to just feel like it has more depth, I'm going back with it, even though I started with that color. So there's a lot of details that you won't really see until you see these up close, but I'm painting these based on the fact and hoping that they will be seen up close at some point, and keeping that in mind. Let's see, I need a thin brush. And get some white, mix it with some gray, put it on the wall. How's it going? Good to see you, welcome. All right, so we're gonna add some just little tiny dabs of paint for the eyes. She does kind of have like a sultry eye look, so we don't want to put too much white because then it'll look like it's super bright. But I'm gonna go back, actually let me get some more white on my brush. By the way, sometimes I do touch these up after I'm done painting in the live stream, just because these are created in a moment, and it's not always perfect, and I'm not going for perfection. It's just, I go off a feeling from that. So, and by the way, keep your questions coming down below in the chat. If you're watching this on Instagram or TikTok, go to the link in my bio that says watch live stream. And let's see, I'm gonna read one of the comments in the chat. This is from Stephanie. How often do you use the same brushes before you replace them? That's a great question. So this one definitely needs to be replaced soon. But we keep them in water. We keep them pretty cleaned. I'm probably using the same brushes I've had for the past, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months. At least 3-4 months. And I should probably get some new ones soon, to be honest with you. But if you take care of your brushes, you don't need to waste your money or time getting new brushes. Just take care of them. All right, let's start adding some of the hair. By the way, I debated with her hairstyle before I started this. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I'm gonna go for this brunette wave. We'll show you all these details later on too when I'm done with this. But this is probably, you know, some of the details that I'm doing now. It's probably the most detail that I'll be adding. The rest may flow a bit quicker. But just using the side of those brushes. Adding that color. Let's go get a highlight for the hair. This is a kind of a lighter brown. One color that I don't have in my palette, which I use in my fine art paintings, but like a yellow ochre. But this is like a light brown that I'm using. But by the way, artists out there that are watching this, if you're wondering, you know, also other ways to create more depth in your paintings is start with an underpainting. Start with a color under all of this. And obviously my canvas is black, but you can also lay down a purple or maybe some other cool tone, but something that will show through as you paint on top of that for the final painting. But undertones and colors you can lay down before you start painting will help give you more depth in your art as well. All right, let's take it a step further. So we just got this new carpeting, guys, and I'm just already destroying it. All right, I need some more white. That person asking when I change out my brushes, I think it's about that time that I should get into some new brushes and paints, and we've been a little busy in here. Yeah, so someone asked, have I ever painted anything besides canvases and murals? Yes, so I've painted on exotic cars to, God, what else? Not animals, some people in some situations. All right, let me add I'm gonna add one more little detail to her face, and we'll come back and clean all this up later. There we go. And then I'm gonna add one more little detail. I just wanna, almost like, it's like chiseling the face down a little bit. Add to that shadow. Go. All right, so we'll keep this moving. Move on to the next body part. I'm already getting sweat in my eyes. All right. So someone asked, did I doodle when I was a kid? Absolutely. And I doodled all the time when I wasn't supposed to. So thank God that paid off. But imagine how many people doodle and just don't follow through with it when it could have been the, you know, groundbreaking moment in their life. But yeah, I would doodle on just about anything I could find. So we're just adding an arm above her head. She's holding something up. We'll reveal that as I paint it more. But you know, even a small part like this, it's just like a thumb and part of a hand. Even this requires you to build it up in layers. I could just scribble it on with one color, but I just want this to read a little bit more. I want it to appear that it's her thumb or her hand from a distance. So just all these little bits of color. You may feel like it takes time, but it does so that it reads later on. All right, let's add some colors for her jacket, her sleeves. Let's add a little bit of highlight to that. Now I'm just gonna mix in some white with the color that I already have. You know, a lot of people think that these are oil paints because oils take quite a while to dry. And they're latex paints, but I love that because they stay wet, I can still mix them as I go. Get some more white, add another highlight on. Keep building this up from the bottom up. You know what? Let's get before we move on. I know I had a yellow in here somewhere. This is me every live stream. I'm like looking for paint that I should have gotten out before. There we go. It's yellow enough. It's actually more like a lime green, but just want to mist on a little bit of the fire color, just to give it a little bit of a glow. Again, this is just think about what information can I add to my painting that will give it a little bit more life, and that's all I'm thinking about as I'm building this painting up, one brush stroke at a time. And then I'm gonna go on the outside just to give it a little bit of mist. These little pockets of fire that's coming through. And again, I'm gonna mist the outside so it looks like there's some particles being picked up. All right, we're gonna leave that there. Let's keep this moving. I'm gonna mix some of this light brown with the white. So I don't want it completely white. We're gonna add a little message to that later on. But for now, let's keep this moving. All right. Let's keep building this up one layer at a time. By the way, my mom just commented in the chat. She said I do it all the time. And then also Nick said, I got goosebumps watching you on America's Got Talent when you got voted to the Vegas round. Yeah, so I made it to the finals, but yeah, that was definitely a crazy first round just the tryouts. And it was in San Francisco, and it was just so crazy because we had never done this in front of a live audience before. And during the auditions, that was the very first time we did a 90-second portrait, and to get the love from the audience and the judges, and then to go on and do that whole America's Got Talent journey I got goosebumps too. So I'm right there with you. All right, let's keep going. Add some foliage, some leaves right now. Just want to show some energy, some positive energy coming from this envelope in the center. All right, let's switch up brushes. You guys get on time? Good. Okay, good. We had some guests coming to the studio, so just checking on them. All right, let's start adding these are become some of my favorite things to paint. These flowers. You've seen this theme throughout my paintings from like early summer, all throughout the summer, and just this constant organic growth. I've always wanted to show with this sort of symbolism, and specifically today, I want to show this organic growth and progress coming from this envelope. If you are watching this anywhere online, I started this, I added the titles to the videos, and the title of this was called Power to the People. And we all have the chance to do that in just a couple weeks. Actually, starting now. It's already historic voting numbers around the country. And I am registered to vote. I cannot wait to go cast my ballot early. I hope you do too. Yeah, so someone just asked, did I open for KISS in Toronto in 2019? Yes, I did. I actually opened up for them on their entire tour last year until they started the second leg, which was actually beginning of 2020, right? Yeah. So pretty much, I did about 80 plus dates with KISS last year, opening up for them around the world, which was an incredible honor. By the way, Ron, you were at the Sacramento show, right? Yeah. And you have the KISS painting from that show, right? Yeah. So my special guest here is a collector of one of those very, very rare KISS paintings that the band signed, and then they were auctioned off after each show to benefit local charities in the cities that we were visiting. So thank you for that. Thank you for supporting that. All right, let's start with these right here. I got this new magenta color today at, there's a local spray paint store called Leave Your Mark in Sacramento, and I hit them up earlier. Got this new magenta color. So let's try it out. Let's see what happens. So I love laying down these colors first. We'll come back later with the shadows, with the defining lines, and we're gonna add these colors first. Magenta. And then let's see. Add some highlights with this color. So whether I'm painting these in my studio or live on stage, these paintings are built up with a lot of different colors. And you know, from far away in an audience, if you're watching me perform and you're seeing me do these small movements that are happening very quick, I'm adding details that the viewer, whoever ends up collecting these paintings afterwards, or if you just get the chance to see them up close, every brushstroke matters. And especially when you're on stage, every moment matters. So luckily with these live streams, I get to do all these details right now, live with you. I'm gonna switch up my spray cap. So I have different spray cap sizes, and I'm gonna switch to a larger fat cap. You'll see the difference in a second. Oh, maybe that's not the right. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go back with the brush now. Just add some more details before we add some of the shadows. And by the way, keep your comments coming, your questions down below in the chat, and I can answer those while I'm painting right now. And just a quick reminder, we do these live streams every Thursday and Friday. So we will be live again tomorrow. You know what? We're not going to end it yet, but I just want to throw some paint because I feel like I need to create some balance in this. Plus, I need to get some more paint on this new carpet of ours. And again, we'll show you these details up close later on. So someone's asking, saying, do John Lennon tomorrow. Is there a special holiday tomorrow for John Lennon, or is that just a personal request? You gotta let me know. I might do it, you never know. Ooh, I like that. Had no idea. This is like a constant process of making a mess, cleaning up, making a mess, cleaning up. Clean that up. Which reminds me, definitely got to get some new brushes over here. I'm just gonna fix up some of the details on the face, just because I don't like how it's flowing. So luckily it's paint and I can paint over them. There we go, that feels much better. All right, let's add some details now with the black, some shadows. Get a little bit closer to the end. So someone asked, what do I think about when I'm painting? And honestly, I try not to think about much. That's why I like to chat, because it gets my mind off overthinking this. So I try to think about it as least as possible and be in the moment. By the way, I mentioned earlier a video I posted on Monday, and I said I want to start doing more of these motivational Monday posts, you know, advice for artists. If there's any advice that you would like, if you are an artist out there, let me know. Send me a DM, you know, send me your questions, and that's kind of how I figure out what I want to share about, is based on the questions that a lot of you are asking. So sometimes I like to go back with this black just to redefine certain parts, things that may have just been covered up because of the excess of paint on the canvas. Details that I want to stand out to the viewer. Do you want to come up close for this last part? All right, we're gonna bring you close. Was that still on? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, forgot the arm power. There we go. Come back and find some of these. All right, let me do a last few splashes right behind you, actually, on this side. All right, take one last look at this image entitled Power to the People, and then we'll chat just for a little bit. So take one last look. All right, thank you all so much for watching this live stream titled Power to the People. This woman holding up her ballot, emerging from the fire, from the ashes, from the smoke, and the beauty that comes from it, from taking control of the power. Also, we'll be live streaming tomorrow around the same time. Thank you all so much who joined us today for this live stream. But take one last look at all those details up close. So take one last look, and then we'll chat for a little bit. Thank you guys. All right, take a final look at Power to the People. And right now, let me show you a quick video for, I believe it's with Paint With, right? So check out this quick video about Paint With happening October 24th, and we'll be right back to chat. All right, take one last look right there. Power to the people in response to it's election season. I honestly don't care who you vote for, but please go out and exercise that right to vote and take that power for the people. All right, so welcome back again. This is ARTLIFE Live. We do this live stream every Thursday and Friday. We're going to end things off in just a little bit, but I want to do some shout outs. So those of you, let me know where you're tuning in from, what city, state, or country are you in? And also, we're still live over here on Instagram. I think TikTok I think it died. I don't know what happened, but that's why we tell everyone to go to the link in the bio, because this stream will never die. But also, big shout out to, let's just start at Yoshi, Elo, watching on Facebook. Thank you for the thumbs up, appreciate that. Angel with the upside down face, all right. Jolie Lozano, beautiful, thank you for the love. Back to Angel with some applause, thank you very much for that. Deanna Meyerson, she said beautiful, thank you. Amanda Bradford, sending love back to you as well. And I think their name is Great Video. I gotta change mine to like Great David or something. But thank you for the love, appreciate it. And Karen says, yes, voting is so important. Love the painting, appreciate that, Karen. And also, big shout out to Shannon Hamilton watching from Toronto. And hello to all the Hamiltons up there in Toronto. And also, where are you at? I see LA over here on Instagram. Where else? I see Sacktown, which is where I'm from. We're in Sacramento, California right now. And let me know again, city, state, country. And before we wrap things up, I want to give some shout outs, but also tomorrow around this time, we'll be doing another live stream. I don't know, maybe we'll continue this theme of just hopefully inspiring you to go out and vote. You see on the screen below too, if you're in the US, you can text ARTLIFE to 58885. It'll enter you to win one of my original paintings. It will also put you in contact with me. You'll get exclusive updates before anyone else finds about releases or merchandise or exclusive prints. So that's the number right there. Let's see, I see Adelaide. I'm assuming that's in Australia. I see San Antonio, Jacksonville, Florida. By the way, Jacksonville, AJ, I'm gonna spoil something for you. We just did a virtual halftime for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the city, right? Jacksonville Jaguars? So on Sunday's game, you'll be seeing that virtual performance for the Jaguars, and we were honoring our frontline workers, not only those fighting against the pandemic, but also those who are fighting against cancer, because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So shout out to Jacksonville, Florida. And I see David Cush in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to you, and thanks for watching us on Facebook as well. All right, we're gonna end this live stream. I just wanna thank you again for watching ARTLIFE Live. My name is David Garibaldi, and we'll see you tomorrow around this time. Set your post notifications on so you can see when I go live. Take one last look at Power to the People. Thank you all. Peace.